We're going to go to our review of the international papers now, and Florence is with us here in the studio. We did the French papers earlier. Obviously, an awful lot of talk there about the socialist primaries. It's all over the international papers as well, though, isn't it?
Absolutely. We're going to start by looking at The Guardian. Its editorial, actually, is dedicated to this, and it's called Contenders Once More. It says that there's been a real change within the Socialist Party, and a proof of this is the big turnout yesterday in the primary. It says that the party used to be considered doomed to a life term of opposition, especially after the whole Dominique Strauss-Kahn scandal. There was a lot of hopes that he would be the leader and the candidate for the Socialist Party, but of course all that came crashing down with when he was accused of sexual assault. Now, according to the article, the Socialist Party is beating the odds. There was this big turnout yesterday. The debates that they held before actually drew a lot of interest from the French population, and it says that this whole primary and debate has given a facelift to the party. And the number of voters yesterday gives it legitimacy and has turned the party from elegant losers into ambitious and capable contenders.
Okay, we shall see whether that turns out to be fruition, as it were. Other news, the Occupy Wall Street movement, they're getting quite a lot of attention.
They sure are. We're going to start by looking at some cartoons, starting in Gulf News, which is based in the United Arab Emirates. There you see, the cartoon is called Up Against the Wall, and you see a poor protester trying to throw a punch at a Wall Street fat cat who looks kind of amused about the whole thing. It's kind of like a David versus Goliath situation. There's also an interesting cartoon in the International Herald Tribune where you see protesters outside a businessman's office, and he is saying, "Put it all in pepper spray." So kind of a cynical view, this businessman making a buck off this situation. Now, the International Herald Tribune is their editorial is dedicated to this issue. They say that it's called the spreading rage against Wall Street. According to the International Herald Tribune, the protest reflects deep frustration over an economy that's not working and growing anger that no one in Washington is listening. Now, there's been a lot of criticism towards the movement saying that it's the same usual suspects and that the marchers lack a clear message and a specific policy. But according to the International Herald Tribune, the problem is very clear. It's what these people are saying. There's the 99% of hardworking citizens versus the 1% who control the economy's wealth. And the International Herald Tribune says that this public airing of grievances is not only legitimate, it's an important end in itself.
And an article in the Huffington Post compares the Occupy Wall Street movement to other protests as well, doesn't it?
Yes, this comes after labor unions and students joined the ranks of the movement, so swelling the ranks and giving it legitimacy. The Huffington Post goes and interviews some veterans of past social movements who welcome this movement, but they wonder, they also have criticism and doubts. They wonder if it can bring about real political change and say that once again, there's this lack of a real cohesive message. For instance, they interview a man who worked with Martin Luther King during the civil rights movement. He says there's a big difference between an emotional outcry and a movement. Now, Naomi Klein, who's a lead thinker in the anti-globalization movement, now she offers praise but warning. She says that the movement needs deeper ranks. And just to finish up on this Occupy Wall Street, we're going to look at an interesting image that's been circulating around Facebook, and a big shout out to Romina Ruiz in the newsroom who told me about this. You see the Cookie Monster who says that 99% of the world's cookies are consumed by 1% of the monsters. There you see it.
Wonderful. Good stuff to have the Cookie Monster on TV. And from one Muppet to another, speaking of Sesame Street, the current crisis, the show that introduced a new Muppet, is that right? Explain what this is all about.
Well, you just got a sneak peek at there you see her. Her name is Lily. She was a special guest on last night's Sesame Street, a primetime 1-hour special called Growing Hope Against Anger. So don't call her the poverty Muppet. She's what they call food insecure. Basically, she doesn't have 3 square meals a day. According to a recent study by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, nearly 17 million children are hungry in America. So definitely seems like a sign of the recession that this new character is on Sesame Street. According to the show, it's aimed at educating young kids about the harsh reality of many Americans. But there's been some criticism, especially from the right wing, who say that it's brainwashing children into the dangers of capitalism.
Lily the Muppet, wonderful stuff. And you just got time to mention the third Beatle, getting married for the third time.
Third time's the charm for Paul McCartney. Just take a look at some of the front pages. She Loves Me, yeah, on the Times and the Daily Telegraph. All you need is love. So there you see Paul McCartney with his new wife, Nancy Chevelle.
Very romantic stuff. Florence, thank you very much. That's Florence here with the international newspapers here on France 24.